Hello students, welcome to Rhythm classes. My name is Arvind Singh and today's our topic is Class 6 Mathematics Chapter 1, Episode 1, Roman Numerals. Students, we know numerals like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These numerals which we use in our writing numbers. These numerals are Indian in origin, but Arabs picked them up and spread to the Europe. That's why it is called Hindu-Arabic numeral system. Hindu-Arabic numeral system. But this is not the only system present in the world. One of the earliest system of numeration is still present in common use, which was developed by the Romans, and that is called Roman numerals. This Roman numeral system is still present in lots of areas such as books, magazines, clock faces denoting rank in a class, etc. Today we will learn about Roman numerals. Students, in Roman numbers there are 7 different symbols for numeration. These symbols look like English letters. Today we will see how to write the Roman numbers. For representing 1, there is a Roman numerals like I. For representing 5, Roman numerals like V. For representing 10, like X. For representing 50, Roman numerals is like L. For representing 100, Roman numerals like C. For representing 500, Roman numerals like D. And for representing 1000, Roman numerals like M. These are 7 different symbols in Roman numbers. Now you need to learn all the symbols for reading and writing the Roman numerals. Now there are some rules for reading and writing the Roman numerals. Let's see the rule number 1. Rule number 1 says, if a symbol is repeated, then its value is added as many times as it occurs. That means if we write like this, then it becomes 1. But if we write like this, then its value will be 1 plus 1 equals to 2. And if we write like this, then its value will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals to 3. If we write like this, then its value like 10 plus 10 equals to 20. But there are some cautions in this rule. The caution number 1 is V, L and D are never repeated. That means we cannot repeat these letters. That means we can only repeat I, X, C and M. We can only repeat these letters. We cannot repeat V, L and D. The caution number 2 is we cannot repeat a letter more than 3 times. We cannot repeat these letters more than 3 times. That means we only can repeat I, X, C and M, but we cannot repeat these letters also more than 3 times. We cannot write like I. It will be wrong. Okay? Now rule number 2. If a symbol of smaller value is written to the right of the symbol of greater value, then we add its value to the value of greater symbol. Like if you write V and I, then it becomes 5 plus 1 equals to 6. If we write x and I, it becomes 10 plus 1 equals to 11. If we write x, v, it becomes 10 plus 5 equals to 15, etc. Now, rule number 3. If a symbol of a smaller value is written to the left of a greater value, then its value is subtracted from the value of greater symbol. That means if we write I to the left of v, it becomes 5 minus 1 and it becomes 4. If we write I before the x, it becomes 10 minus 1 and it will be 9. If we write x before the c, that means it becomes 100 minus 10 equals to 90, etc. Now students, here are some cautions of this rule. Caution number 1 is the symbol I can be subtracted from v and x only. That means we can only subtract I from v and x. We can write like IV and IX, but we cannot write like IC. It will be wrong. We cannot write like IL. It will be wrong. These kind of numbers will be wrong. This is our caution number 1. The caution number 2 is the symbol x can be subtracted from L, M and C only. That means we can write x before the L and we can write x before the M and we can write x before the C. But we cannot write x before the D. It will wrong. This is our caution number 2. Now the caution number 3 is the symbol C can be subtracted from D and M only. That means we can write C before the D and we can write C before the M. But we cannot write C before the any other number. Okay? Now students, it's time to rule number 4. Rule number 4. Rule number 4 is if a smaller numeral is placed between two larger numerals, then it is always subtracted to the larger number which is right to the smaller number. That means if we write like this, then we see here are two larger numbers and one smaller number between two larger numbers. In this case, the smaller number is subtracted from the larger number which is just right to the smaller number. That means it becomes 10 plus 5 minus 1 and it will be 10 plus 4 equals to 14. Take another example. If write like this, in this case also the I is written in the mid of 2x. That means a smaller number is written between two larger number. In this case, we minus this smaller number to the right side of larger number. It becomes 10 plus 10 minus 1 and it becomes 10 plus 9 and it becomes 19. We are taking one more example of this rule. If there is a number like CXIV, then what will happen? We see clearly the smaller number is written between the two larger number. That means we need to subtract this number from the larger number which is right side to the smaller number. It becomes 100 plus 10 plus 5 minus 1 and it becomes 110 plus 4. Finally it becomes 114. This is our rule number 4. Now students, moving to our last rule, which is rule number 5. Rule number 5 is if a bar placed over a numeral, then that numeral is multiplied by 1000. For example, we can say if somewhere write like this, a bar is placed over the numeral, then this number will multiply by 1000 and it becomes 5 into 1000 and finally it becomes 5000. Somewhere if write like this, then in this case also we can see a bar is placed over a numeral, then we can say this numeral will be multiplied by 1000 and it becomes 50 into 1000. Finally it becomes 50,000. This was the rules of Roman numerals. Students, now we take some examples for better understanding of Roman numerals. If question says write down these numbers in Roman numerals, then you can write it simply like if here is a 49. For the 49 you can write like X, L, I, X. For the 72 you can write like L, X, 50, 10, 60, 10, 70, 1, 1, yani 72. It becomes 72. For the 98 you can write like X, C, 90 and now it's become 95, 96, 97, 98. For the 30 you can write X, X and X. It will be 30. Okay? Students, now we will write some of the Roman numbers into the Hindu Arabic numbers. The first one is like XXIX. Then it becomes 10 plus 10 plus 10 minus 1. It means it becomes 20 plus 9 and it becomes 29. The second one is C stands for 100, L stands for 50 plus X stands for 10 and V stands for 5. It becomes 150, 60, 165. Now the third one is L stands for 50 plus X, that means 10 plus 10 plus 10 and plus IX, that is 10 minus 1. Finally it becomes 50, 10, 60, 70 and 80. 80 plus 10 minus 1, 9. That means 89. This is our answer. Now students, you can convert, but if you still have any confusion on this topic, then feel free to tell us. You can also follow us in Facebook and Twitter. Links are given in the description below. Thank you. Jai Hind.